Hey everybody, welcome back, and we have our gameplay video for NASCAR Heat 5. Quite honestly, got a little bit disappointed. Big thank you to Sports Gamers Online. That's obviously where this clip came from. I'm gonna play the clip, the raw gameplay of it at the very end of the video so you can watch it. But we're gonna go over this a little bit. I expected a lot longer preview than this. I think a lot of us did. We basically got 3 laps at Sonoma. Confirmed now is Tony Stewart's race-winning scheme there. That's from Sonoma, his last win, so that would be the third and final smoke scheme. So nice to see that included. I didn't think we were going to get that. But we're just going to flick back and forth between Heat 4 and 5 just to really get an idea of the differences. I'm not playing the volume right now, and you'll see why, because the game audio is pretty low as those guys are talking over it, so the engine sounds the same. Quite honestly, the graphics look very similar. I'm not sure what the AI difficulty's on. I don't think it's on the lowest. They seem to be a little more well behaved into the slower corners. And as you can see, it looks like the body roll's fixed a little bit there. It's kind of hard to tell. The car would really feel like it was actually going to roll over on itself in that corner in Heat 4, so I think that may have been addressed. But it's sort of hard to tell what the AI is going to do because he's not really back in the pack. He's kind of up in the top 10 most of this, so they're together, but they're not really bunched up as like they are in this Heat 4 clip I did. Mind my driving, by the way, because it's terrible. I'd never race a controller, and I literally just threw this together for this video. The only significant change I can tell as far as the track goes is billboards. If you look here on the left, there's no billboards here in Heat 5, and in Heat 4, there they are. I'm not sure why they took those out. I guess maybe they won't be there this year in real life. Not exactly sure. But yeah, that's the only other thing to say is online challenges was sort of explained. There'll be a leaderboard sort of function. And it'll be sorted by difficulty, so somebody on easy isn't going to be able to beat somebody that's on legend. And it seems as though they'll be updated throughout the season, and the challenges will be fictional challenges, and as well as some real-world scenarios that have played out this year, is my guess. And quite honestly, that was basically it. I mean, everybody in the chat was disappointed, obviously, because we really thought we were going to at least get a look at the menus or the testing function. That was explained a little bit, but not anything that was really that notable. But anyway, this is how the stream basically ended.
For having us, and thanks to everybody for tuning in, and we hope to see you on track July 7th with the NASCAR Heat 5 Gold Edition pre-order. Visit preorder.nascarheat.com for details.
Well, boy, if that doesn't get you pumped, I don't know what will. But yeah, really. I mean, not that we expected it to look that different, but, you know, no look at the paint booth, no look at career, no look at menus, no look at really anything. All we learned was we're getting another Tony Stewart paint scheme. There's some billboards missing from Sonoma, and we really got little to no information on our testing session. So that was the gameplay video. I really thought that this was going to be a lot more like what the rest of us did, but here we are. So that's it. I'm going to leave the original video so you can hear the guys talking over it here at the end, but there's kind of a little bit of a comparison so you got an idea of what you're looking at versus Heat 4. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Hello, my name is Justin Sutton, and I'm the community manager at 704 Games, and with me, I'm joined by game designer Elliot Henderson.
How's it going, guys?
And we are working on NASCAR Heat 5. First of all, Elliot, why don't you go ahead and tell us about this scheme, which we're seeing for the first time today?
Yeah, obviously with the introduction of Jeff Gordon last year, getting a lot of older content in is always cool for the fans. So this year, aside from this scheme, which I'll talk about in a second, we've also got the 2016 Homestead scheme that Tony Stewart ultimately retired with, as well as his Office Depot car that he ran in 2011 and beat Carl Edwards out for the championship. But this car is pretty special. It's his last car that he won in. He beat Denny Hamlin in a really close race at Sonoma, thus the racing at Sonoma today. and it capped off a really impressive career with 3 championships and everything that obviously Tony's done. I believe it's close to 50 wins, 49 to be exact. So it was a good card to definitely push to include this year, and we're happy that we're able to bring it to the fans.
Yeah, an absolutely gorgeous scheme, looking fantastic out there at Sonoma. And since we have a few minutes to talk about NASCAR Heat 5, let's go ahead and talk about some of the new features we've got in this year's game. First of all, we have a very highly requested feature, which is the test session mode. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Highly requested is definitely it. The community itself has been asking for something like this, and a lot of the esports type guys, especially with us doing the pro league and doing the qualifiers, it's been a very highly requested feature, because people want to get in, they want to mess with their setups, they want to be able to change things, but the AI sometimes affect how that happens with either draft or just kind of getting in the way. Maybe they're too slow, they're too fast at certain points. So this is a good way for users to go in to get their setup fine-tuned, dial in all those bugs, worry about your tire wear, check your fuel consumption, maybe mess with your gearing a little bit, and then, either check it out with AI in a quick race, or jump into online, see how you do against your friends, kind of come back with some type of setup changes that you may need to make later. But it's a good tool to kind of let people get away from AI racing and dealing with that, and having to go in and out of a practice session, and you can just jump in, do a test session all by yourself, mess with your setup, and come back out with hopefully the proper direction and a race-winning setup.
And speaking about going up against your friends, we've got time to talk about one more topic. And another feature we've got this year is we've got the online challenges available in NASCAR Heat 5, which is something we've mentioned before, but haven't really discussed at great length. So go ahead and break it down for us.
Yeah, online challenges is another kind of cool feature that we really came up with that allows you to ultimately compare yourself against other people through these challenge scenarios. So it's pulling that offline challenges that we do and applying them into an online environment. And it just creates these either fictional or real life scenarios that we'll come up with, and we'll release a new one every so often. I don't know what the timeline is on that quite yet, but it'll keep this refresher as well as leaderboards so that people can compare themselves. And then the other caveat to that is that it's broken up into settings. So depending on whether you use the normal mode, the hard mode, or the expert mode, you can go in and play those challenges based off of your own assist settings that you use. So we're hoping that maybe this will take those people that play normal mode or hard mode and give them a little bit extra incentive to go up and try expert and see how they fare against other people like that. But it's a good way to just kind of, keep the community together and give them overall objectives throughout the weeks and months that the game's released, and we're continually adding new content to just kind of, it's an ego boost, really. It's it's that bragging effect of, I'm beating you in the leaderboards right now. So it's a very cool feature that I think is gonna go pretty far.
We are very excited about these features and much more for NASCAR Heat 5. That's it for our time. Thanks to Sports Gamers Online for having us, and thanks to everybody for tuning in. And we hope to see you on track July 7th with the NASCAR Heat 5 Gold Edition pre-order. Visit preorder.nascarheat.com for details.